Welcome, everybody, to Sessions with System and Soul, a place for founders, COOs, leadership teams to step back from the chaos and build with clarity. A lot of leaders feel tension, and whether it's in their own work, with their own growth, with their company, with their team, with their people, we just want to give space to have some of the conversations that lead to the breakthroughs that happen. So, if you've been following along for a while, this is a reformat of the show. We've been on hiatus and we're glad to be back. Mackenzie, my new co-host forever and ever. Tell us why we're doing this.
Yeah, we created this show and not just because we have a great framework to share and we've got a bunch of tools that we can give you. We do have that, but we really wanted to create a space for leaders like you, leaders like us who are just working through the job of being a leader and running a business every day. It's not an easy job. And we've seen over time, we've seen leaders burn out. We've seen teams totally miss each other. We've seen complexity take over a business, and we want to help solve that problem. Um, if you're here, you may be someone who is fighting the complexity of a growing business where you've got this amazing team and you've got this amazing vision, but they just don't seem like they're aligned. And so, what we're here to do is to really help you align that vision, your strategy, and get that team executing with confidence. The other thing I'll say is people who are really going to get a lot out of what we have to share on this show are people who really care about their people, their culture, and the type of business that they're creating internally and externally. So we're here to grow businesses. We're here to do the right things to operate efficiently and create value, but we also want to create value for people. So if you care about that and that's you, then you are in the right place.
It's really cool because the way we kind of got here to reformat the shows, we've been doing a podcast of some sort for I think 4 years. You can correct me, Mackenzie, but and it's taken a few different forms, but a lot of them were kind of your typical interview style, with people who were experts in certain things. And as we took time off, as we took a sabbatical and reimagined this, we really wanted it to be more like a session room, hence the name Sessions. Like, how can we the breakthroughs tend to happen in the session room. And so how can we bring some of that session room to the public? And how can we bring the public into the session room? So this will be fun. We're gonna do that the best way that we know how, the best way we can. If you don't know us, my name is Benj. I'm the CEO of System and Soul, and Mackenzie, co-founder and COO. So you'll see a little bit of a yin and yang between us. There's a lot in common, and there's a lot of ways that we complement each other. And it's a lot like System and Soul, where we truly believe that to run a great company, you have to have the systems, the cadences, the processes, the clarity, a lot of the things that we know we need to have to run a great business, but we can't do it without the soul. If we just are focused on our systems, they're never enough because systems require people to run them. And if the people can break the systems or the people themselves are broke down, the system doesn't work. So we have to have an operating framework that infuses both of those together. So that's what we do at System and Soul. We work with senior leadership teams to help them get aligned and focused so they can execute with confidence. And the way that we're going to do sessions, we've got 4 different formats in a revolving type of episode for you, one each week, but we're going to rotate every month. You'll get one of each of these. So Mackenzie, tell us about the session types that we're going to go for here on Sessions.
Yeah. So you'll learn something about us. Our culture is fun, fearless, and flexible. And so we're gonna bring you all kinds of things because sometimes we need to be flexible to what's going on in our world, what's going on in the world around us, and we really want to bring you something that's relevant. So here's what we're gonna be doing. I'm really excited about this. Our very first type of session is gonna be something we're calling the hot seat. And so that's gonna be real stories, real challenges, real business owners talking about what's going on in their business and letting us do some live coaching. So you're going to get an experience of like what it's like behind the closed door of doing this type of work. I imagine for many of us, there's going to be something incredibly relevant and valuable, and you're going to think we're talking directly to you. I just know it. The second type of session is what we call a soul dive. So we do this internally and we decided, you know what, like this is so valuable that it really should be something that everybody gets a chance to do. And a soul dive is really an introspective look at yourself, look at your leadership, and it's a little bit of time to just have some space to do that internal work that we often don't have time to do. So we're going to create space for that. For our third type of session, we're calling these reflection sessions. And what this is really a look at what it's like inside of that session room when we go and we meet with leadership teams. There's so many dynamics, there's so much conversation that is just incredibly impactful that happens behind the scenes with those teams. And we want to just share with you what that looks like, what that feels like. And what I imagine is you'll take something away from that that you can maybe go implement and think through with your team. And then the last type of session we'll have is what we're calling tools and concepts. It's all the nuts and bolts, the things that you might need that you can go use. You can add to your toolkit. You can add to the conversations with your team members. It's kind of the meat of what System and Soul is. So you will get tools from us, practical things that you can go and implement.
It should be really fun because as two very different wired hosts, I'm gonna ask the weird questions that you didn't know you might need, make us think different, cut through the noise, hold space for conflict and growth and tension. And Mackenzie, you are so good at bringing the conversation back to like the clarity that we've already committed to, the alignment to what we've already decided, where we're trying to go, who we're trying to be. Just super like grounding in the way that we go about thinking about what we need to do, how we execute all of those things. So I'm excited to do this with you. Should be fun. What makes you most nervous about doing this, Mackenzie?
And I I'm generally somebody who likes to be prepared, and so, uh, and I always wanna create value whatever comes out of my mouth. I know we both have that in common, like, we really wanna give people something great when we're communicating, and, it makes me nervous, but I know for certain that what we'll share here can be incredibly impactful. Some of it is super simple, but transformational when we get it right, and I just wanna make sure all of those things come through for this group.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you answer that?
Well, my mind goes straight to the hot seat sessions because it's kind of like, doing improv on stage in front of an audience, and I'm used to doing that behind closed doors, so to do it publicly it's also the thing that I'm most excited about because that's the thing that I love most is, sitting down with a leader and talking about their real problems, and, it's gonna take some vulnerability from some people to come on the show and do that live, and, we're gonna offer that they can be anonymous if they wanna keep their name and company, private, we will do that. If they're willing to open it up, then they'll get some free press. So either way. So if you're hearing this and you're like, "Okay, that's scary, but sounds interesting and fun, and I have something that I'd love to process with these guys," hit us up because we need some people to sit in the hot seat. Uh, but every leader, whether you're listening, we're going to give you space to think, tools that work, and soul-centered leadership. That's what it's all about. We want to help free you from bottlenecks, build a super empowered team, and just align the heartbeat of your culture. Get it in rhythm with all the systems, and you're going to be so good to go. So we hope that we bless you every week. All right, so this is just our intro. We're gonna be back next week. Our very first episode. We're going in with a soul dive. So we'll see you next Friday. In the meantime, if you want tips, helps, reminders to be a better leader, we've got the shortest email ever. It's a daily email. It's the261.com. You can go and sign up, and there's 261 business work days in the year. So we're going to give you one tiny email every day to help you reframe the way that you're thinking about the day, the questions you ask, the reminders to do the things that we know we're supposed to do as leaders.
You can also follow us on LinkedIn. We're real people and we check our LinkedIn and we'd love to talk to you. So here, chat with us. We're here for you.
Yeah, and we're building the show. So subscribe on YouTube. That's where we're going to be at, Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts as well. But we're actually doing video this time. So that's a little new and scary. If you really, really want to see our faces, we are here. All right. See you next Friday for your first solo.